goaltending has been a crazy story to follow for the Pittsburgh Penguins all season long. The one positive has been Joel Blomqvist. I'm not sure we're going to see Joel Blomqvist at all over the next month or two because they're going to give Tristan Jarry some runway here. He started off the season poorly. He went down and he performed well at the AHL level, but in that first game back, he goes on the road to take on a Columbus Blue Jackets team who currently is the only team lower than the Penguins in the Metro. He gives up 2 goals in his first 4 shots, gives up 5 goals in total, and the Penguins lose by a score of 6-2. So it seems like they are making sure that Tristan Jarry gets ample opportunity to prove that he's bounced back, but the early returns since he came back have been abysmal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hasn't been good. And yeah, the Blue Jackets are the one team below the Penguins in the Metro. Not for long. They also just embarrassed the Bruins.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying the Blue Jackets are playoff contenders, but...
No, they also have 3 games in hand on the Penguins, so they got to win one of those 3 games, and all of a sudden the Penguins are basement dwellers once again.
Yep, it's 2 games, but they're back by a point. It's a point, and they can make that up like that, no matter how good or bad the team is. That's for the Penguins. That is honestly a team you have to keep an eye out for because you're going to be battling from the ground up if they have any plans of making the playoffs, and they still fancy themselves too. So it'll be fascinating to see. But yeah, for Jarry, I mean, you can't blame him for all the goals that he gave up. Sure, fine. But
the defense in front of him is bad, but at the same time, Hunter Hodes always says this: you're allowed to make a save.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are. Again, they're tough goals, but you just hoped for better. You just hope for a better situation, maybe a bit more of a confidence boost in his first game back. Okay, he played great at the AHL level. Again, he's an NHL goalie. That's what he is supposed to do. Yeah. I expected nothing less but a solid performance at that level, just because that's what he's supposed to bring to the table at that level. Now that he's back in the NHL, he needed to be an NHL goalie again. And again, 1 game sample size, but you just needed a little more. He got difficult goals, but you just hope there was something better in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. Everybody's going to say, well, what do you expect him to do when the defense in front of him is as poor as it is? Did we not watch a goaltender that was a rookie put up a over 900 save percentage? Right? Tristan Jarry is at a 847 save percentage this year. So yeah, there is room to improve even behind Swiss cheese defense. There is room to be better behind Swiss cheese defense. 2 things can be true at the same time. The defense can be awful and the goaltending could be embarrassing. That's the case for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm not saying Alex Nedeljkovic has been much better. He has an 886 save percentage this year and a 3.7 goals against average, but Tristan Jarry is on an island right now. 5.36 goals against average that player should not be in the NHL going forward. But unfortunately, that player has a contract that is going to guarantee that at the very least, he's on an NHL roster, if not being bought out and being on the books for the next 6 or 7 years.
So I haven't even looked into what that would be.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I'm guaranteeing you it's more than Kyle Dubas is willing to swallow.
And I wouldn't blame him for that. Your best option with Jarry is your ideal option is that he figures it out.
Yeah.
And performs the way he's supposed to. And aside from that, the best option is finding a trade partner. Or scratching them or just sitting them forever and ever. But you're not going to do that either. I mean, it's going to be a tough situation no matter what. 5.36, not playable. An 847 save percentage, not playable. And on Hockey Reference, he's yet to pick up a quality start.
Yeah. Well.
It's tough. And, you hear a lot of people say that, I mean, here's the thing, Kyle Dubas is not going to get his flowers from the fan base, or at least, the Yinzer portion of the fan base until the future is here, because seems to be the focus. Because everywhere and every time I discuss the Penguins with someone, it's, what is this kid GM doing? You're going to have to give him time on that. He'll come around to everyone, because they always go back to, they shouldn't have re-signed Jarry. Who else were they going to get that year?
Yeah, and we can have that. We've had that conversation a lot. If you go back at that time, what were the options for a Penguins team that expected to be very good. Expected to be a playoff team and a team that could cause trouble in the playoffs. But we don't need to keep going back to that.
No.
You mentioned they have two options with Jarry. Sit him and just have that albatross of a contract, ride it out in the press box, trade him, or behind door number 3, Horwat, commit to the tank and let Jarry start every game.
There's that too, yeah.
That'll get you there. That'll get you there.
Yeah. Yeah. The issue with that one is knowing the Penguins' luck. Oh, hey, Jarry figured it out in January, guys. He's on a streak now.
Well, then you trade him. I mean, literally commit to the tank, and if good things happen, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Trade him when the market is hot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
the optics will be bad in that one. The people will say, "Wow, he finally started performing," and you traded him, and then there are those of us that'll say, "Hey, go back to that episode where we said this is what should happen if all things go well."